Hello, my dear students. This is your Baskaran, and it's a great pleasure meeting you all through English in its element. As the next episode, we are going to see the grammar part in unit number 5 of your textbook. The topic here is degrees of comparison. Let us see what there is. Degrees of comparison, transformation. You have already learnt degrees of comparison in earlier classes and are therefore familiar with this concept of grammar. Now, recall the rules and guidelines related to this topic and try to complete the task given below. We use the positive degree of an adjective when we do not intend to make any comparison. We use the comparative degree when we compare two objects or two people. We use the superlative degree when more than two objects or two people are compared. Adverbs too have degrees of comparison. Points to keep in mind. A great many adjectives and a few adverbs form their comparatives and superlatives by adding er and est respectively. For example, short is the positive degree word, whereas the comparative degree is shorter with er suffixed, and its superlative is shortest with est suffixed. A few adjectives and many adverbs take more and most to form their comparatives and superlatives. Example, wonderful. This is positive. More wonderful. This is comparative. Most wonderful. This is superlative. Some adjectives and adverbs take either the former or the later. Example, gentle, gentler, gentlest, or gentle, more gentle, and most gentle. A few adjectives and adverbs form their comparatives and superlatives in an irregular way. Let us see what an irregular way means. Example, good, which is positive, better, which is comparative, best, which is superlative. Similarly, little, this is positive, less or lesser, these two are the comparative forms, and least, this is the superlative form. Coming to the next one, old, this is positive, older or elder, this is comparative, and oldest or eldest, this is superlative. There are certain comparatives that end in the suffix or. They are followed by to instead of than. Example, marble flooring is superior to mosaic flooring, and Ravi is junior to me. In both these examples, you don't find than after the comparative adjective. The adjectives in superlative degree are preceded by the definite article the. Example, the Nobel Prize is the highest award given to scientists. The Japanese are the most industrious people. In both these examples, you find the article the before the superlative degree adjective. The article the is often omitted before superlative adverbs. Example, John climbed highest of all carrots. Here the is not necessary. The definite article the is not used before superlatives that follow a noun in possessive case. Example, that should be Robert's worst experience in all of his childhood days. Here, the experience is qualified by the superlative adjective worst, but since Roberts, that is a possessive adjective or a noun in possessive case, comes before this superlative degree word, the article the is not used in the sentence. Comparison of equals is expressed by as plus adjective plus as. In the negative comparison, so plus adjective plus as is often used instead of as plus adjective plus as. Let's see examples given. Ooty is as cool as Kodaikanal. Here the comparison is positive. The second one is negative that we are going to see. Bangalore is not so cool as airport. See the difference. In the first example, the verb is positive, that is, the verb is just is. And so, the word before the adjective in positive degree, cool, is as. Whereas, in the second example, which is negative, you see the verb is isn't, that is not. And so, the word before the positive degree adjective cool is so. This is what you should note. When the verb is positive, it is followed by as when there is a positive degree adjective after it. Whereas, when the verb is negative, the word before the positive degree adjective is so. This is the subtle difference here. The next point is, the adjectives in comparative degree are generally used to indicate apposition and are followed by than. They are also followed by of when it denotes selection. Let's see examples given. Radha is taller than Anu. The other example is Radha is the taller of the two. Both mean the same thing, just see the difference. The first one is Radha is taller than Anu, and in the second one, Radha is the taller of the two. Here, two represents Radha and Anu. Next point is, we use the with adjectives in comparative degree to show that one thing depends on another. Example, the deeper you breathe, the calmer you become. Next point. Sentences with adjectives and adverbs in one particular degree of comparison can be transformed into other degrees of comparison without changing their meaning. And here are a few examples that show how various types of sentences in different degrees of comparison can be interchanged. We see the examples here. Here, type 1. No other profession is as noble as teaching. This is in positive degree. See how the comparative degree is written here. Teaching is nobler than any other profession. And coming to the superlative, teaching is the noblest of all professions, or teaching is the noblest profession. The things you need to listen to or observe here in this type are, see, the positive degree starts with no other followed by a singular noun and by a singular verb. Then by the combination, since the verb is positive, the combination is as positive adjective followed by as. Coming to the comparative degree, the first word begins with the last word in the above sentence, teaching, because here teaching is spoken about, which is followed by, since teaching is a gerund and singular in meaning, it is followed by a singular verb is, followed by the comparative degree adjective, and immediately followed by the preposition than. And after that, the important thing is, than is followed by any other, and that is followed by profession, a singular word, singular noun. Coming to the superlative, the last one, again it starts with teaching is the noblest, superlative degree, which is preceded by the article, definite article the, and the superlative degree is followed by of all, a small phrase, which is followed by plural noun, professions, not profession. The same thing here is said using another example. See that teaching is the noblest profession. Here the word profession is singular, which immediately follows the superlative degree adjective that is preceded by the definite article the. This is type 1 according to your textbook. We are just revising what we learned in our earlier classes. We are recalling that, so moving on to type 2. This type 2 begins with, the positive degree sentence begins with very few, which is followed by a plural noun, see professions. Very few professions. Since you have the plural noun as subject, it is followed by a plural verb are. Very few professions are. Again, the positive degree adjective noble, which is preceded by as, because the verb is positive, not negative. So the sentence is, very few professions are as noble as teaching. This is positive. And coming to the comparative degree, teaching is nobler than. Teaching is nobler than many other or most other professions. You listen here. Many other or most other professions. The comparative degree adjective is followed by the preposition than, and it is followed by the phrase many other or most other, which is followed by a plural noun. These are the things you should pay your attention to, or you should make note of. Coming to the superlative degree, teaching is one of the noblest professions. You see the phrase one of the noblest. So, in this type, positive degree starts with very few, and in comparative degree we use many other or most other, and in superlative degree we find the phrase one of. And in all the three types, the noun is plural. Very few professions are. In comparative degree, it becomes many other or most other professions. And in superlative degree, it becomes one of the noblest professions. Good. Let's move on. According to your book, type 3 is here. Apples are costlier than mangoes in summer season. Apples are costlier than mangoes in summer season. Here we compare two different fruits, apples and mangoes. And the sentence here is in comparative degree. It says the truth or the fact that apples are costlier than mangoes in summer season. Okay. The same sentence is said in positive degree, or the same sentence is said using positive degree in the next expression. Let's read it. We begin this sentence with mangoes. The earlier sentence begins with apples. Apples are compared to mangoes. But this sentence, the sentence in positive degree, begins with mangoes. Mangoes are not so costly as apples in the summer season. See the difference in sentences. In this positive degree, the sentence starts with mangoes. That is followed by, since it is a plural noun, that is followed by the verb are. It is immediately followed by not. That makes the verb negative, the sentence negative. And so, the positive degree adjective is preceded by so. So costly as. So, both sentences tell us the fact that in summer season, apples are costlier than mangoes, or mangoes are not so costly as apples. The information is same. The sense both of them want to convey doesn't change, but the way the sense is expressed changes. Coming to type 4. Apples are not more expensive than mangoes during winter. During winter season, apples are not more expensive than mangoes, or not more expensive than. It is in comparative degree. And writing it or saying it in positive degree or using positive degree, the next sentence is mangoes are as expensive as apples during winter. It means mangoes and apples are equally expensive. So in winter season, apples are not more expensive than mangoes. Or we can say mangoes are as expensive as apples during winter. What you should observe here is the grammatical usage of verb and adjective. The first sentence is negative, and see, not more expensive than mangoes. And second sentence is mangoes are as expensive as apples. See the arrangement of words here. We have learned all these things in our earlier classes. We are just recalling them. That is why I want first of all finish what is all in our textbook. Then we will see grammar in general. Moving on to type number 5 according to our textbook. We have not watched such a thrilling movie as this. We have not watched such a thrilling movie as this. So, this is in positive degree. Let's see the next sentence. This movie is more thrilling than any other movie we have ever watched. So, this is in comparative degree. More thrilling than any other movie. Right. Coming to the third one. This is the most thrilling movie. The most thrilling movie we have ever watched. In the first sentence, the important words are not thrilling as this, and in the second sentence, more thrilling than any other movie, and in the third sentence, the most thrilling movie. These are the words we should pay greater attention to. Coming to type number 6 according to our textbook. My brother can climb a tree as fast as a monkey. See the comparison. My brother can climb a tree as fast as a monkey. Here, the comparison is in this place, as fast as. Actually, fast here is an adverb which modifies the verb climb. It is not an adjective. Okay. Here it is in positive degree, because we find as fast as, and even the verb is can climb, so it is positive, and that is why we find the word as before the adjective in positive degree, fast. Next sentence. A monkey cannot climb. A monkey cannot climb a tree faster than my brother. Here the verb turns negative and the sentence starts with a monkey. which is the last word in the previous sentence. And we use comparative degree adjective faster. It is followed by the preposition than. See, a monkey cannot climb a tree faster than my brother. So, our textbook has divided the entire degrees of comparison into 6 types and we have seen them here. Let's see the tasks. Now, task 1. What is it? Transform each of the following sentences using the comparative degree without changing the meaning. Okay. The first sentence is, very few Indian languages are as ancient as Tamil. You find that the sentence starts with very few followed by a plural noun languages. This is in positive degree because it begins with very few, and not only that, you see the adjective where you find as ancient as. Okay. The answer in comparative degree is Tamil is more ancient than many other Indian languages. Tamil is more ancient than many or most other Indian languages. Coming to number 2. Hurricanes are as dangerous as tornadoes. Hurricanes are as dangerous as tornadoes. This is also in positive degree. To write this in comparative degree, you find that 2 things are compared here. One is hurricane, the other one is tornado. So, the answer in comparative degree should begin with tornadoes. The answer is, tornadoes are not more dangerous than. Tornadoes are not more dangerous than hurricanes. Coming to number 3. This is the most challenging task I have ever undertaken. This is the most challenging task I have ever undertaken. This is in superlative degree. You find the words most challenging. Okay. To write this in comparative degree, this is more challenging than any other task I have ever undertaken. This is more challenging than any other task I have ever undertaken. Coming to number 4. Email is the fastest means of communication. Email is the fastest means of communication. This is in superlative degree. The answer in comparative degree is email is faster than any other means of communication. Email is faster than any other means of communication. Coming to number 5. Compulsive gambling is the worst habit a man can develop. Compulsive gambling is the worst habit a man can develop. This is in superlative degree because you find the words the worst habit. To write this in comparative, compulsive gambling is worse than any other habit a man can develop. I repeat, compulsive gambling is worse than any other habit a man can develop. My dear students, with this I wind up this session and let's continue other tasks in another episode. Till then, thank you and goodbye from Baskaran.